Let's move to reports. Dr. Feeney?
I was going to have us do the recite the mission statement, but you did that nicely in the welcome, so we'll just buzz over. My apology for forgetting to list that as part of the agenda. Normally that's there, and I just made it. A couple things updating that aren't part of the agenda later that we talk about. The technology plans for the summer, and shared that with the staff before the school year was out, that we'll be working cooperatively with both Area 8 and also Iowa Computer Depot out of Sac City in meeting needs of the new network and fixing things. And so it's a different approach than what we've had in the past. Thus far, we've been thrilled this summer with the work that's being done. The new servers are being formatted, or whatever you call new servers, what they do to them at Area 8. They'll be out to install them sometime in the next couple of weeks, and so that's moving along. I put that our new website should be active in the next couple of days. It went active today, actually, if you've been on the website at all. And we found a few things that need to be fixed, which we're working on, and so that's going to be a much better communication tool as that evolves. If you noticed on the front page, how many of you, have any of you looked at it today?
My daughter sat on it, so I saw it.
There's a scrolling of 4 pictures on the front page, and it's supposed to be a picture of all 4 of our buildings, and for whatever reason, a picture of mountains comes up on number 4. And I don't think that's present anywhere within our district, so we'll be adding another picture here soon. Our intent with the website is that to make it much more user-friendly for the public and internally as well, and really channel communication, that becoming the communication hub for the district. Business office now has a toll-free number, 877-665-5001. And we did that when we combined the 2 business offices, so it's no one in the district has a long distance call to get to the business office. Mentioned the comprehensive school improvement plan, and Julie Meyer and I have been working on that, and we'll bring the principals in when they come back in a couple of weeks full time, and that's due in September, and there'll be more board involvement with that as it unfolds. Preschool workshop scheduled for Monday and Tuesday, August 22nd and 23rd, and again would invite the board to be present at especially the first morning. We're within a day of being able to tell you that, Chris, because it depends when the open house is on what time we start. So we'll get that out to everybody. I think probably that's enough at this point. I did mention that, the Iowa Association of School Boards made the news again here in the Ruben Register. About every 2 weeks something seems to be coming down, and at some point we're going to want to, as a board, have a discussion about that. For this year, we're committed to the services that are provided by ISB as well as ISFIS, because right now there's still a difference between the 2 organizations, and we'd like the services in both. At some point, we'll probably want to cut back and just have the support of one of them, but that's coming. The other thing is, and this will lead into some of the rest of the agenda, is that I'm taking every opportunity possible to speak with the public regarding the instructional support levy, which will be coming down the pipe here in the meeting shortly. I'm trying to raise awareness and answer questions, and as that evolves, hopefully we'll be able to get people to understand that and answer any questions. So that's what I've got. I bet you're going to say I can just keep on going.
Any questions or comments?
Okay. Did you get a chance to talk to Steve at all? Steve Nutzman, about the projects, how they're coming along?
Yep. That's next.
Okay.
Overachiever.
My fault.
I just take it and keep running with it?
Yep.
All right, here's There's a list of at least what Steve and I were able to do this morning and putting together a list and make sure we get that to the media folks too. It's not an all-inclusive list, but it gives you a pretty good snapshot of where we're at by building with the projects. And I've tried to get around. I didn't make Wall Lake Elementary today, but I was in the other 3 buildings and talking to the folks and where we're at. We'll just run through some of the highlights there. They should have finished the roofing project at Sac Elementary today. As far as the roof piece of it, the metal workers still have a day or two, and then the painters have to finish the painting of the overhang things, whatever they are. And for the public, that's white as a primer. We're not going with white. I've heard that rumblings. How could you pick white? We didn't. It's a primer. It'll match the flashing on the top. Carpet, it kind of talks about there, and sometime in the next couple of weeks they'll be putting the carpet in the hallways at Sac Elementary. And painting is basically done in the building. And if next month, hopefully we'll have our meeting up there and we can tour. The Sac Elementary really is getting a great facelift. It's going to be an awesome looking building. Playground, they actually delivered the equipment today for both the Sac Playground, or the Sac Playground, the Sac Preschool Playground, and Wall Lake Preschool. That was all delivered today. And they started the installation of the big playground at Sac Elementary this afternoon. They anticipate being done in Sac on Thursday, barring, hot weather. And then from there they'll move to Wall Lake for the installation of the preschool piece of equipment. Restrooms, all the partitions are there, painting has been done. Moving to Wall Lake Elementary, not as many projects this summer. Carpet has moved along and Steve has that all planned out. Most of it goes in this week. Playground a little bit later. And then if you remember when we took down we asked you to take down an old pole building last fall and opened up a courtyard, and there's a natural gas line that's above ground. That will be, once they get the playground done, then that will be buried before school starts. And then some people have asked, what's the plan for that area? The plan at this point is to clean up the back of the building, and some of that, there's some trim work that needs to be done, and make that green space, and then there's a cement pad that was saved that can be used for parking. And we have been in no hurry to try to figure out something else to put in there, truly. That building doesn't have a ton of green space, so anytime you can get some green grass is a good thing. So we'll come back to that, but that's what's happening at Wall Lake Elementary. At the middle school, I went over today and looked in. The restrooms are all gutted, and the Trazo folks have been there to build up the platform. And remember, the urinals in the middle school went all the way down into the floor. That's all been patched over. And then the rest of it's just getting the guys there. And the construction will be sometime later this week, and then after that the plumbers follow them, and it's on target, and it's going to be so much better. Poked my head in the science room today. That's Carol Dickett's room upstairs, and they were putting the new floor in today, the new vinyl, whatever it is. And then they'll get new tabletops. That'll come after the flooring is done. Auditorium carpet is ready to go. It's just a matter of when Keith gets there to do it. So things in all 3 of the buildings are moving fine. At the high school, there's some, I guess I encourage you to take a walk after the building, or after the meeting. We'll walk briskly because it's pretty warm out there, but you can see what's happened. The new Family and Consumer Science room, the floor is done. Electricians doing their thing, then the plumbers will be in, cabinets are being made. That all has to just be timed and fall together, and everything's in place for that to be good. Appliances are ordered and ready to go. I guess I didn't mention there, but they've been working getting electricity there this week up in the attic. That's not a good place to be this week, running conduit. But and then Carroll Systems has done their thing at this point with the heating and the cooling for both the office and that area. The central office downstairs we can show to you, and the business office. Everything's on schedule there as well. You can see how that space, most people looked at the space and said, how on earth didn't imagine that there was that much space in there. But you'll see it really is an efficient use of office space, as well as adding a conference room that can be used for the district and for the high school. But that's moving along just like we wanted to as well. The old Family and Consumer Science room, that renovation is done. We did all that internally. They've moved Denise Waters in. That's her new classroom. Small gym cafeteria, you wouldn't notice much of anything in there, frankly. We were going to take out a section of bleachers for storage of cafeteria tables. They figured out how to alter the entrance underneath the bleachers and then get a bunch of stuff out of there, and the tables will be fine. So the bleachers will look intact. Nothing will look different there. The old cafeteria, we created a space for storage of school records in the back. That was a large room. That will be very useful in pulling together all the school records in one place. It'll just be better. And then the rest of it will be used as a classroom. Right now, it's a place where a lot of stuff has been set while all these other projects are going on. So if we poke our head in there, don't be offended that it looks kind of junky right now. Stuff's got to be somewhere. Whiteboards and cafeteria tables are all ordered, matter of when they get here. And then some are cleaning and painting. I tell you what, if you get a chance to thank the custodians, thank them. They have worked their tails off, and obviously the conditions, especially right now, are challenging. I spent about 15 minutes at the middle school today, and I was drenched just walking around doing nothing. And those folks are working very hard. We're on schedule, but again, you remember how ambitious the summer plan was, but it's moving along. And all of the stuff that's being done is going to, ultimately, it's going to make it better for kids. And so it's good stuff. Questions?
Looks like they're doing a good job.
They are working hard.
Questions, comments? Move on.